Look around you. Look at what we have. Beauty is everywhere. You only have to look to see it. A quote by Bob Ross. Whether it be in a sunset, Christmas lights, or Ryan Reynolds, I think it's safe to say that we've all seen beauty in this world in some form or fashion. I chose to talk about this because me being the artistic, makeup-loving, right-brained person, Bob Ross-worshiping person that I am, this is what I choose to live and see in the world every day. You can find beauty and purpose everywhere you look. In the next few minutes, I will show you 3 seemingly random items that explain how I see the beauty and purpose in life. So let's jump into the mystery that is the brown bag. Allow me to show you the life of my rock. This past June, I went on a mission trip to Vermont. And the church that we were working with was right next to this small little creek. One day, my friends and I were out by the creek, and they were swimming, and all of us were walking. And I look around, and I see all the rocks below me, and I find this little guy, unpainted, of course. And my first thought when I look at this rock is, that's a nice rock. I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to paint it, because I'm weird like that. But art is a way for me to express sentiment. See, now the rock reminds me of Vermont. I learned what it meant to work for something bigger than myself when I was on that trip. And I've been artsy this way ever since I was a little kid. As you can probably tell, I will paint and decorate anything that I can get my hands on. It helps me look for and express beauty in this world. Now, let me talk about my second, more fashionable item. So this is a necklace I got when I was on a missions trip in Panama City, Panama, a couple of years ago. See, missions and church life are really important to me. This necklace, I actually bought off a street corner when I was in Panama, and I believe the lady was trying to charge $15 for it, but I got her to negotiate down to $12, because I'm a bargainer. I went on this trip right after graduation, and it was the most eye-opening experience of my life. I was tested in ways that I didn't think I could be. I wear this necklace a lot because it reminds me of the trip and what I learned there. See, I had finally been able to go on an international missions trip, something I've been wanting to do ever since I was a little kid, and I wouldn't trade that trip for the world. I've worked in church ever since I was about 10 years old, and it's where I find purpose in life, and I see beauty in everybody coming together under one purpose. Now, my third item is technically 2 things, but we are going to ignore that for technicality's sake. A pair of drumsticks is where it all started for me. Now, I want you to imagine your 10-year-old self just sitting in church on a Sunday morning. Service is about to start. And your dad walks up to you and says, "Hey, you're drumming now." I was terrified. I've had very little drumming experience up to this point. I barely knew how to play, but they needed a drummer, and I was there. Now, I frankly do not remember how that worship service went, but I remember that I survived, and I've been hooked on drums ever since. Over time, drums is what I lived and breathed, and it became a building block for me to learn other instruments. See, music has shaped me as a person. I do it because I love it, I'm good at it, it's taught me patience, and it's a way for me to express beauty and find purpose. I'm currently a part-time worship leader and drummer at a couple of different churches, and I don't want that to change. Wherever I go in life, music ministry is coming with me. Now, allow me to wrap up the point I'm trying to make with these 3 seemingly random objects. We live in a world where darkness is shoved in our faces every day. Would you agree? Let's choose to look beyond it. You can look at the most everyday things and be in the most mundane situations and still find that spark of beauty. So, always look for opportunity. Figure out why you do what you do, and don't be afraid to cultivate a talent, because it just might turn into a lifestyle. And remember, beauty is everywhere. You only have to look.